They decide what's going to happen to you, you get me? So it's just, it's not going to do you any harm if you talk to them properly with respect.
Going to court for the first time can be worrying and confusing if you don't know what to expect. This video will help you through your day at court by explaining what is going to happen and who's who. We'll also give you some tips on what you need to do and how to get help. You should always get legal advice if you are charged with a crime.
I mean, you can't support yourself because you can't talk for yourself when you're there. Best thing to do is get a solicitor.
Definitely get advice. Don't think because it's a little case you don't think you did much. Don't have a lawyer, always have a lawyer.
A lawyer or a solicitor can help you understand what's going on.
And then we got to stop to the search.
And give you advice on what to do.
They'll ask me if the charge can be put to you. And I'll say yes.
They will help you enter a plea, which means you'll say if you're guilty or not guilty.
And that's what I advise you to do, because you'll get maximum credit for pleading guilty at the first available opportunity.
Don't forget to tell your solicitor if you have learning or communication difficulties.
With me, I says, I don't understand that word. And he's like, you got learning disability? I was like, yeah.
Oh, I told my solicitor that I couldn't read or write. It was like very good and that, and he said it's fine, I'll explain it to you. Explained everything to me, like read it out and stuff like that. So I was happy with my solicitor, he's a good solicitor.
Tell a friend or family member the date and time you need to be in court so they can remind you.
My mum told me, oh, you should wear jeans, here's a shirt, take this shirt, wear these shoes. I ignored everything she said. I just slapped on a pair of trainers, some tracksuit bottoms and a jumper, and I went.
Yeah, my mum says, you dress them out to make it look good for you. Because if you dress in tracksuits and that, they're going to think, oh, he ain't interested in that. He's a thug.
I thought you had to be presentable when you went there, because then they look at you like you're a proper adult and treat you with respect more.
I thought it'd be a good idea to wear a shirt and jeans, so you'll look good.
Make sure you know how to get to court and allow lots of time to get there. First up, security.
You want there, flag to empty your pockets, please?
So don't bring anything illegal like knives or drugs.
Thank you.
Next, find your name on the court list. It will tell you what courtroom you're in. Then tell the usher that you're here. The usher organizes the courtroom. They can also arrange a duty solicitor if you haven't got one.
If you take a seat over there, you're first up on my list. I'll come and get you one at a time.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Lynn will.
It helps to bring a friend or family member with you to talk to.
When you haven't got anyone sitting there, you just feel lonely and you feel, nervous. I took my mum once and it gave me a lot more support, made me feel a lot more comfortable.
My family come with me and support me all the way through it, so thanks to them for the gone on me and back then. I wouldn't know what to do really.
I had my mother and my brother there with me in court. Helped me a lot because it gave me a load of comfort.
Hi, I'm
Hello.
Jackson. Should we just have a seat here?
Yep.
Okay, I'm the duty solicitor, so I'm going to be representing you today.
You see a solicitor before you go in, and then when you see the solicitor you think, oh, this is going to be easier because someone's speaking on my behalf.
We started pushing and shoving each other.
Yep.
Then he...
Who started that first?
Me.
The solicitor told me what will happen in court and that, so it helped me out.
The prosecutor will stand up and say what happened, and I will stand up and I will explain your version, so that there was obviously some fighting going on beforehand.
My lawyer explained it to me. She just said that there's going to be a room full of people. She explained who's going to be sitting where.
When we go into court, you'll go into a dock area, which was behind a glass screen.
Yes.
There'll be the magistrate sitting, there'll be a person sitting.
So she did explain it. She's like, don't get worried. It was definitely helpful because I was aware of what's going on around me. I wasn't panicking.
The solicitor asked me before we went into the court, do I want to do the speaking or let him do the speaking, and I just said him do the speaking because I'm not really good with speaking to people and stuff like that.
Then you have to wait for your name to be called.
When they said, yeah, be at court at 10:30, your heart is going at 1,000,000 miles per hour. Make sure I get there on time. Don't even want to go sleep the night before. You just want to be up and ready, standing at the door waiting. And then you get there, and then there is the biggest, longest wait.
Mike Smith, come this way, sir.
Turn your phone off. You're going into court.
This is Mike Smith, number 1 on your list.
Mr. Smith, if you can just remain standing, please, and give your full name to the court.
Mike Smith.
Your solicitor will sit near you and do most of the talking for you.
Sorry, Mr. Smith, could you take your hat off, please?
The magistrates sit at the top of the room at the bench. There could be up to 3 of them. They decide whether you're guilty or not guilty.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, the matter that you've been charged with, to this do you indicate a plea of guilty or not guilty?
The court legal advisor manages the business of the court.
Guilty.
Thank you. You can take a seat.
And gives the magistrates advice on points of the law.
Madam, this offence was committed shortly before midnight on the 14th of January.
The other lawyer in the room is called the Crown Prosecution. They tell the magistrates why you were arrested and why they think you broke the law.
Madam, in my submission...
Even though you feel nervous, try to pay attention.
It's very important not to mess around and not to keep looking at your friend or your partner in crime or whatever.
It's all about body language as well. Like, you're not going to sit in a court and be smiling and sniggering. You're going to sit and be looking sincere.
They decide what's going to happen to you, you get me? So it's not going to do you any harm if you talk to them properly with respect.
I was seeing people sitting there. I thought, how come they're sitting smart when they're like off the street, same as me? So then that's when I sat up properly, and then my solicitor was nodding his head as I was saying, yeah, you're doing good. And
First, the Crown Prosecution presents the evidence.
Outside the public house, the defendant assaulted the complainant by punching him and knocking him to the ground. And once he was on the ground, the defendant assaulted him again.
The most difficult bit is when they're reading out everything, and because they're making it sound so bad, you feel like you want to jump up and just say, that's not how it happened, but obviously it doesn't help your case because then that shows another side to you that's not good, this anger, this aggression.
Then it's your solicitor's turn to speak.
Mr. Smith, he thought he was about to be punched, and so he punched first, and causing the complainant to fall to the ground.
Madam, it's conceded that it falls within lesser harm within the meaning of ABH, but in my submission, the greater culpability suggests a higher sentence, and Madam, on that basis, you may think that it is necessary to have a Newton hearing.
They use these big words that you don't know about at all. Like they talk all posh and you have no idea what they're talking about.
they think you can understand it, but really you don't, and you feel like you're not comfortable in it.
There's a certain amount of provocation, lack of premeditation.
To ask that, oh, I don't quite understand what's going on here. Like, I just nod and agree and pretend that you know what's going on. Yeah. But really and truly, you're like, oh my God. But you think like, oh, it's too late to say, actually, what did you mean?
The judge and the defence lawyer was speaking to each other the words that I couldn't understand. So I kept asking my lawyer that was sat outside of me what they were going on about, and he translated it in words that I understood.
If you are confused about what's going on, it's okay to say that you don't understand. You can put up your hand and let the people in the court know.
Really, it's a report, it's still the same, because nothing's changed. It's admitted.
They're all whispering that you're looking at them, you're looking at your solicitor, you're looking at them, you're looking at your solicitor, your heart's beating, you think, what's going on?
Don't worry when you see the magistrates talking amongst themselves. They're trying to decide the best thing to do.
Madam, I'd also ask you to take into account that Mr. Smith has no previous convictions, He admitted the offence in the police interview and has pleaded guilty at the first available opportunity. I'd ask you to take all those factors into account.
Mr. Smith, could you please stand?
The magistrates might decide there and then what's going to happen to you, or your case is adjourned, which means you come back another day.
OK, you've pleaded guilty of the matter of actual bodily harm. We shan't be sentencing today. We feel that we do need to get reports on this matter, so you must meet with the Madam Probation Officer outside this court when you leave.
It would have been nice if I could say sorry myself, so the judge could know it was from me instead of my solicitor saying it.
I would have liked to have explained why I got myself into that situation, do you know what I mean, to the judge, and say sorry for the things that I've done and stuff, you know. I weren't going to do it again.
If you plead guilty and you are sorry for what you have done, ask your solicitor to help you write a letter to give to the magistrates. Don't forget to ask your solicitor to explain what's going to happen next before you leave the building. Here are our top tips for going to court.
The first advice I'd give to someone, definitely have a solicitor. You need a solicitor there.
Get your family to help you all the way through court. Don't go in on your own back.
Always turn up for court. Never avoid not going because it makes it worse for yourself.
Dress up smart.
Be well-mannered, be polite.
Try not to laugh.
If you don't understand the mask.
And don't worry, because it will be all right.